They say heavy is the head that wears the crown, so let's talk about it. Welcome to Under the Crown podcast. This is Chris.
It's your boy Carlton. What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling real good because I must say I want to give a big shout out to the NBA for probably putting on, well, not even NBA, the city of Chicago, us being homers and all that, for putting on probably the best All-Star game we've seen in years.
Probably the best one.
Yeah, not just the game itself, the festivities and all that, but just the whole atmosphere that the city did their thing, the game itself, man, with Common and, Shaka Khan, legend, but
Jay Hudson did her thing.
Yeah, Jennifer Hudson did her thing, Chance, you know what I'm saying? It was really a Chicago show, and it shows you that, you know what I'm saying, we can do things and put on big productions and show the beauty of this city.
And shout out to all the designers who had these beautiful displays and these pop-up shops. And hey, we the tastemakers.
Absolutely, man.
We the tastemakers. But speaking of the NBA, though, we got a player, man.
Yeah, that's a fellow Chicagoan.
Yeah, / South Holland.
Yeah, and he's, I look, whatever people got going on in their families is their business. But when you're a public figure, things become public, and therefore people will have an opinion. Dwayne Wade, man. First of all, he's got a documentary coming out this Sunday, I believe, February 23rd on ESPN.
Okay. Called
Life Unexpected, and one of the main subject matters of that documentary is his, son. Well, his child. His child. His child coming to him saying that, Dad, I'm a trans girl. And, he's been going around on media and different media platforms and saying, look, he supports that and accepts that.
How do you feel about that personally? Just overall, just the subject, not him per se, but just that.
Right. Man, you know what? I mean, I can't front. Look, if a person feels a certain way about their sexuality, that's who you are, that's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue or what the understanding or the lack of understanding that I don't have is, how does a child make that decision? You know what I mean? I mean, not being gay or lesbian, that's one thing, but by him saying I identify as this certain sex, when science and your birth certificate says another thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's just. I guess you could blame it on the era and the day and age we're in, but it is something that, I don't know.
When I first heard it and he made the announcement, I didn't really give too much thought about it, but then I sat and looked at my son like, okay, and my daughter, because it could go both ways,
yeah,
female or male. I didn't personally agree with it because at that age, you don't know really how you really feel, I would say.
Right.
Especially as far as gender, like you're gonna change it.
But he said he known something since he was like 3, and it's like, man, how do you know that I want to be? I'm just thinking about me at not even 3, just 12.
Yeah.
I used to put baby oil on my chest and beads of water on, and thought I was Hulk Hogan. Said prayers and ate vitamins and all that shit. But when I told my mom, I'm gonna say my prayers and eat my vitamins, her response was, well, sit your ass down.
Yeah. At 12, I was looking at Aisha videos and she looking like, ooh, shit. I was always a little hot little motherfucker, but that's besides the point. Bootsy got on social media. He had a small rant and he felt a certain type of way. He came under fire for that.
Yeah. I think what he may have come under fire for was the lack of understanding, because he was saying something about him changing his sex, and I don't think that's the case. Now, him feeling the way he feels, I think that's the sentiment for a lot of people. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Who are we to say what's what? I mean, do you agree with Boosie's rant?
Partially, I do, mainly because. Taking out the part of him possibly cutting off his penis, I don't know about all that. I don't know the full details, so I'm not going to speak on that.
Yeah.
But
I don't think that's the case, but go ahead.
That's what he was saying. He was saying, like, don't cut off his PP, man. He was saying, don't cut it off. Now, going into it, peeling back the layers of it, like me personally, how do I feel about it? I can't judge his parenting, or I can't feel way I can't feel some way about how his child feels. I don't necessarily agree with it. I mean, I really don't. But like I said, I'm not going to say, he's wrong or this and this. That's their life. They're going to do what they want to do. But when you are in the public eye, you will get people to say how they feel, and you can't be mad at them.
So is it that you don't agree, or is it that you don't understand?
I don't necessarily agree. I understand what he's saying, but who am I to say, well, he's wrong, because I'm not him at all. But I don't necessarily agree with that. And I do agree with Boosie partially, especially about you don't know where you want to go. You just feeling a certain type of way right now. But if that's the way the young man feels, more power to him.
But it's not about his feelings are one thing, but here's the thing. Like I said, the boy is 12. And, I've seen him in pictures, man. He got his nails done and, the shoes, the nice little skate boots, whatever. I mean, I don't know what, Prince boots or whatever. Like, so that to me, it's like, I know this boy is not shopping for himself.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what's going on? So then the question that I ask has to be asked too, is that something that, they promote, or I don't know. But it's like, it's hard to say when it's your child.
Exactly.
It's hard, but I know too, if I was to come to my father and say, Dad, I'm a girl, he's gonna be like, when you do silly shit when you was a kid, the remedy was go to sleep, depending on what time of day it was. If it was still light outside, go take a nap. Yeah. If it was dark outside, take your ass to bed. Yeah. And so that would have been the response from my father or my mother, like, what are you talking about? Because when you come out the twat, the doctor say it's a
boy,
whatever the case may be. So it ain't even about judging. It's about science and logic.
But see, you got the people who might say, hold on, like, you are being judgmental about even having an opinion. And this goes back to the whole thing, like, why you can't have an opinion.
Yeah.
Especially when it's coming to sexuality and just the whole nature of it. And I don't know what's going on in that household. I really don't care. They're not bothering nobody. They're just being them.
Yeah, they just being them, man.
But you will come up with scrutiny from some people be saying, like, this is not right.
Yeah, but what I do like, I saw him on there, a snippet of him being interviewed by Robin Roberts. And he was saying how, like, I would commend him for being a progressive man, because it's like, of course he was in the NBA locker room.
Yeah.
And they talk shit, amongst men. They say things that's, what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. So it's like he said, he had to look himself in the mirror. Because, let's face it, man. I think, too, the understanding that, man, your child is about to go through some things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if he can't get support at home, you know what I'm saying? Because the world gonna kill him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Emotionally, spiritually. So if he got that strong foundation to be whatever he wants to be, then I guess more power to him. Just me personally, I don't know. I can't. My son, no. Now when you 18, that now you're understanding, you're mature. And that's the whole thing too. It's like it ain't even about the actual sex part piece, the sexual organ piece. It's the mindset. Like, you're not developed, and that's what Boosie was saying too.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even developed. Like, he was saying, like, you don't even know what cereal you're about to eat or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, what? I don't know. It's a tough one.
It's a tough pill to swallow, but I will commend the young man, because he's still a young man.
Yeah,
the being brave. Yeah, the game balls. He got bravery to speak how he feels.
But we're in, this era, man. You gotta, I don't know, the whole pronoun thing, you know what I'm saying? But then here's the thing too. His father's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Right? So therefore genetics gonna play a role. And I want to play women's basketball because I'm a woman. So you just out there dunking on people because naturally a man is stronger than a woman. so then, like, when is it gonna be okay? Like, I need to go to the bathroom. You still in elementary school. So I actually went to a meeting about that because I work with students. They was like, man, if this boy identifies as a girl, he has to go. You know, I gotta watch him to go to this bathroom. But it's like, damn, where are we now?
That's the big question right there. Like, how progressive thinking and all that these days and time. But when is it enough?
Yeah.
Like, now, me personally, I do believe the small agenda has been pushed, and I won't hold back on that. I will definitely say that. As far as, teaching them. Now, it's good to teach and make people aware of what's going on.
Right.
But I do think a lot of things are force-fed on these children nowadays.
Exactly.
With certain things. And I don't necessarily agree with that. Let them make their mind up. Now, I don't believe he was coerced and saying, okay, I want to be this. Or Gabrielle, show me how to do this. I don't know. I wasn't there. But if it was like that, I definitely don't agree with that. Yeah. I definitely don't.
Yeah, we are in a time where it's like, especially like even when you look at that politics, like everything is like far right, far left. Like there's no more in the middle.
No neutral ground at all.
No neutral ground. You know what I mean? Like no one has an issue with your lifestyle or whatever, but it's like, does everything have to be public? Does everything have to be like, attack mode? If you say something or disagree or have your reasoning for it, like people literally get attacked. Like that pronoun thing, you have to be on point with that.
Now, case in point, another Hall of Famer, the great Magic Johnson, he has his son.
Yeah.
We didn't hear about that. People always saw, but he was a little bit older. I think people were taken back because Dwayne Wade actually came out publicly and spoke about this situation.
Yeah.
So, and people were like, all right, Magic Johnson's son, he's a little older. It is what it is, blah, blah, blah. Let him be. But I think it's just the boy's age, or this.
That's exactly it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at how, like, don't get me wrong. If you're secure in who you are, and that you're able to tell it to the world, that should be commended. But it's okay for a boy to wear a dress. But when we got boys that got dreads and they threaten to they can't walk across the stage for their graduation unless they get their hair cut. It's like, what's the issue?
And that's what I'm saying. I believe certain things are pushed. And certain rights are violated, natural rights, because like hair should not be on the same level as a dress. Like you don't shun a child for having a natural hairstyle opposed to a child who wants to wear an opposite sex clothes.
But see, it's not, to us it's natural, to them it's black. So let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's urban. That's their word.
What corporate America when they want to invade urban? Man.
Yeah, it's urban.
I don't agree with it. Never will. But I definitely applaud the young man. He's still a young man in my eyes. Like his mother said, that's her son. I applaud him for being who he says he is. My biggest fear is for him, the uphill battle that he will have to endure. And say he does want to do certain things, but he's going to be outcasted because he's this individual. That's the only thing I don't agree with.
But will he be outcasted? Because let's look at the LGBTQ community.
Oh, the army? Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like they have rights. And, so say he gets older and, he wants to work at a certain place. Like, and he has an interview. Like maybe he probably won't even qualify. But the person the company that's interviewing him might be so scared that, man, what if we reject him for this job? Will we get backlash? You know what I'm saying? And I think that happens a lot in workplaces and schools and all that. We have to cater to this because people, when you go to the media, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. And that's not cool. Like maybe you're just not qualified. Or maybe you just can't play. Or maybe you just, you know what I'm saying? You're not good enough. It doesn't have anything to do with your sexual orientation.
And that's the thing I would fight for. Saying, okay, like this. If you're not qualified, don't bring this in as, this is the reason why. Like, don't always use that as an excuse. And that's the thing I dislike about certain rights that certain groups have. You can't say this because, like, if I say, well, you don't have any black people here. If I'm not qualified, I'm just not qualified. But people will use crutches to try to get an advancement in life.
But if you were to say that, if you felt that your race played a part, that shit will be like, okay, no, that's not the case because this, and this. And that's it. That's the end of the story.
Yeah. But
you can fight it all you want to.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But when it comes to the LGBTQ community, man, you have to second guess some things.
But that's not fair. If a person tells you you're not qualified and this their company, you should not have the right to try to sue them because this is what they feel. Now, if they do have some like backdoor issues, like being on some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. They can call discrimination because they have that. It's a power that they have. Let's face it.
Strong power.
Yeah. So it's a slippery slope, man. But I mean, but look, man, I can't tell because we all fathers. I can't tell a father how to raise his child or how not to support his child. It's just, again, we talked about this a few episodes ago, man. It's just the expectation of having a boy, and then when you think about a professional athlete, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that oozes, testosterone or whatever the case may be, and then you see this, you know what I'm saying? But that also lets us know at the end of the day, we all human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was blessed to do this.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't expecting that, and that's why his documentary is called Life Unexpected. And I'm looking forward to seeing it because
I'm gonna check it out.
Man, when you think like he's from Robbins, you know what I'm saying? That's like Chicago's cousin that piss in the bed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got your cousin coming like, damn, man, he gonna sleep on the floor. Cause he gonna piss, like Robbins is like a shithole. They ain't even no sidewalks.
No, it is.
So it's like, man, he came from the gutter. And and here he is, you know what I'm saying? And man, much success and everything to him. Like I love to see a black man, follow his dreams and accomplish goals and, raise a family and do great things. It's just regardless of what happens, how much money you has. I mean, we as families have I wouldn't call it issue, but we have our thing going on in it. Because it's not an issue because at the end of the day, he loves his boy, his girl, his daughter, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
His child.
Right.
We could agree on that.
And that's the thing. Like even he said, like, man, I have to get used to this. I have to,
And he said, I have to educate myself.
Educate yourself.
This is definitely
because it's definitely an education, and that's what people are seeing. It's not that people are upset or mad. It's just people don't know. That's why we see a lot of the bullshit, even racism. Sometimes you probably feel like you don't like me because of the color of my skin, but the main reason is you don't understand me. But at the end of the day, we all the same.
What about people who have the learned behavior not to like somebody just because they're not like them? And that's what it boils down to, especially in society today. Because when I heard what was going on, I sat back, I analyzed it, okay. And I'm not judgmental, like I said. I just don't necessarily agree with it because the child is his age. Yeah. I would say that. But his father is right there behind them, supporting him. So you can't go wrong. You have your father and your mother, whoever it might be, in the household, protecting you and speaking up for you and, walking the walk with you. So I definitely love that Dwayne Wade is doing that. And his older brother, Zaire, said, that's still mom.
That's mom. He said his brother or his sister.
I don't know how he worded it, but he pretty much said, I still love him. I mean, that's my kinfolk, my blood. So my biggest thing was the age. I do my diligence and I do research and I listen and I try to educate myself. My thing about it is, it was the age thing. That's pretty much it. And I believe in letting the child be a child and learn. Yeah. And speak to them and talk to them and hopefully they'll understand. And then when they're ready, they will be able to see this is what I learned for myself.
I just think about my life in different phases that I went to and went through and what I wanted to be. Like I said, I was a wrestling fanatic then. I used to love West Coast rap. I just wanted me a Jerry curl and a 6'4". You know what I'm saying? Like I used to want, I wanted a curl. My mom was like, hell no. Then I wanted some rods and shit. Like I don't know. I used to just go through these phases. I remember being 6. I wanted a 7. I used to want to be Lionel. You know what I'm saying? For the Thundercats. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and now I'm 40. It's like shit. I want to go into a bank. You gotta get a loan. Tell them my name Bob Kozlowski. The fuck? That's who I identify as.
You stupid.
Shit. Give me. I just need 150,000.
That's it.
Give me and give me a everything bagel with chive, cream cheese, and a Perrier. Because I think that's what they eat.
Oh, and what's that shit for that fish? For the fish or whatnot? Anyway,
yeah.
But the basis of this conversation is not to try to say like why, but just try to understand and make sense of it because like it's not our child. Mm-hmm. we don't have to deal with it. But our children might ask us, you know, and I just want to be able to educate my kid or my children and just have that honest discussion about it.
So, okay, even though we talk about our children, our homes, our family, we are citizens within our homes, but we are citizens of the world.
Free world.
And this is the world we live in. So, do you think it is your job, or do you think you can adapt to what's going on? Like, you know, with the whole respecting people's wishes as who they identify as. And
first and foremost, that's the key word, respect. You have to give people respect. And see, my thing about it is this. I'm always tell you, I try to be positive and see the best in everybody. I can't judge you because I didn't create you. We all gotta have
not about judging. Right. Just like, okay, hey, how you doing, Carlton? My name is Samantha. And you're like, damn, your voice deep as hell. But it's like, okay, hi, Samantha.
Right. And what I was saying about as far as people so quick to judge. So it's like, I have to adapt. It's, you know, it's the way of the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? I might not necessarily agree with it, but I wouldn't violate a person's human rights because this is what they chose to do. That's my whole thing about it. I wouldn't necessarily, you know, agree with it all the time, but it's like people not agree with what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I can't shun a person like, man, go on. Yeah. But I will want to know and ask questions, but I would never be to the point of being disrespectful. Right. I don't want people to disrespect me or my children or even, you know, people who I love, you know. So that's my thing about it. I will definitely have to adapt to it because it's the way of the world.
Yeah, I remember in the 80s, it was a dude on our block, like, and I saw him on Facebook recently, like, he got a bang, a fan ponytail, all that now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to each his own, but that's the only thing, that's the only person I've ever known that was like, you know, like transgender?
Yeah, we grew up with one down in my building. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew it was what it was.
See, now you saying that though, we grew up with one. Like somebody would pick that apart and be like, but that's how, you know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, we grew up with a young brother who identified himself as a female. Okay. So one day I see the unnamed brother, won't say his name, and we getting a little older, and I'm 38, he's about, what, like 30 now? And one day I'm walking, like, who the hell is this 27 piece? It was him.
Was it some chicken?
No, a 27 piece, a hairstyle.
Oh.
The 27 pieces of hair. Okay. You know what I mean? But he was still him. And we identified, hey, what's up, man? How you doing, whatnot? But he didn't throw it out there like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, accept me. Like,
wait, what's the move you just did?
You know what I mean? Like, throw it out there. You know what I mean? Pretty much. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying about, you know what? Everybody's God's children. Like people say, so it's like, all right, let people do what they're going to do. But like I said, my thing about it was just coming to grips about the age. You know, like let a person.
When you're a man or grown, you do what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I bet too, at the end of the day, man, like I said, I know some gay dudes, man, them the most fun people to be around. You know what I'm saying?
Good credit.
Man, they talk shit, boy. A gay black dude is like, you know, because that's the thing too. You got to be secure with yourself. So I don't have no problem, man. Like that's what you know that because you're still a person. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I don't care what you do in your bedroom, but you know what I'm saying. Man, the people ones I know, you know what I'm saying. They funny. They kick it. And it's all good. And they buy good liquor. And it's like, you know what I'm saying?
The best thing in life.
It's about having fun and being free. But also, I think they like being around people that don't look at them in a certain way. Like, man, I bleed just like you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I be standing up. What you talking about? I ain't shit. They men. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man. I mean, you know what? With all this negativity, you gotta find laughter in between.
You do, and I think that's what that community has to understand too. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, look, black people, come on, man. We've been getting right on for the last couple of centuries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People like they look at politics like, I don't think we've ever seen a time like this before, like with Trump. Like, look, we had 16 presidents that had us as slaves. So things ain't that bad.
No.
When you think about it. So it's like
adapted to it.
Yeah,
The circumstances.
that's what we do. And you know what I'm saying? Because we gotta laugh at ourselves too, at our circumstances and our conditions. We gotta laugh at our pain. And look, I just wish, because some of them jokes they funny as hell, but that's just the world we live in, man. So it's like, man, if you're gonna be a certain lifestyle, or just learn how to take jokes. But I think too, it is a line too, because it's certain, like, even if you tell a joke about black people, like, man, that's funny as shit. But then you can cross that line. It's just about being, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just, just being thoughtful or whatever, like respectful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, understand, I'm just kicking it with you, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm not trying to bully you. And I think that's what, whenever they get rejected, but why not? Because and it's like, no, it's just like, I just don't want no dude blowing no kiss at me.
And that's what.
Cause that shit happened. Never mind.
What happened? What happened?
So I'm in Burger King, Taco Bell. You know how you can feel somebody looking at you, and I just look up.
Why are you always looking at me?
Now the dude was in the window. He was like, I'm reading his lips.
Oh really?
I mean, I had views outside.
I know, right?
He was like, write your number down. I'm like. And I'm thinking to myself, what for what? What you know talk? And I'm like, oh, he trying to get at me.
Came on to
I'm
me.
like, nah. So I'm like, and then I bit my taco. I think that made it worse. He was like, fuck. But yeah, man. But I ain't,
put together.
I ain't tripped. That happened to me like that probably once or twice, man.
Were you flattered like, oh shit?
No, I wasn't. No, I just made me like, damn, do I look the part? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just made, but I don't believe I'm saying this shit. But no, it's,
But it happened though.
It happened. So it's like, whatever, man. But I ain't want to go whoop his ass or nothing like that. I mean, what the fuck? Because a lot of dudes do that.
Yeah.
But then again, too, dudes that's like that
are the ones.
You know what I'm saying? Write my number down. No, you take my number. You know what I'm saying? Look at yours. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
we go FaceTime. But this revolves back around to they're living their truth and they're grown. Who said this or not? People were old enough to say how they felt. I'm just, a little confused about the age thing. That's all it is for me. And I just don't want the young brother or the young lady to make a drastic physical change they might regret. That's all.
Yeah. But again, I don't think the change part, the surgery part, was even an issue. Could that even be legal? Like, because if it, like, you to say, look, I want my child to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, man, in this country,
anything.
As long as you got the bread and you
exactly.
sign off on it, man, the doctor gonna do it.
That's the whole thing. And then say if he do want to change, oh no, he's too young. Then that's another battle. What do you mean? That'll be a big thing. They'll try to say, oh, you didn't allow the child to have surgery. You know what I mean? So that's something they might fight for, if that was the case. But it's like, why? If my doctor says, I guess my morale, I don't believe in it, how you go scrutinize him and say, or she can't get this done?
Man, money talks.
Bullshit
walks. They'll find somebody to do it. If it ain't in the States, somebody in the Dominican Republic, and he'll give my ass too.
With a case of Bacardi rum.
Straight up, have him twerking in Selena Gomez video, whoever the fuck they listen to.
With Menudo.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this though. So, we always talk about change. It's going to come regardless. You can't stop change because we're always evolving. Do you think 20 years from now this might even be a topic of discussion, hypothetically?
Nah, it's going to be 2040. They're going to look at like, what are you doing? Where have you been? You know what I'm saying? And we got to, like I said, you got to think about it, man. Just maybe 50 years ago, when you look at TV, the first couple to be in the same bed was the Brady Bunch.
I didn't know that. And you say that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was the first couple. Like, you look at Leave It to Beaver and all that. They got separate beds. That was a, You know what I'm saying? I remember. I talked about this on another episode when Ellen kissed a woman on the show or came out or something like that. But I know Roseanne had a kiss.
Right.
And it was just like, oh my God. Like, tune in. The kiss. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Now, even when you listen to the radio, like you hear DJs like cussing.
I thought I was bugging.
Nah, they you can say certain things like this. It's fair game, man. I was watching a show on I want to say VH1 or something like that, and they were bleeping out some words, but they said nigga. Yeah.
Wait, did you say retarded?
Yeah, exactly. What you mean? See, and that's all I want is balance, man. It's like I don't want the LGBTQ community. Did I say it right? LBG. Yeah.
Yeah, the acronym.
Yeah, like look, respect, but it's like, man, but I want the same respect as a black man. Like we are all like we all have a struggle. You know what I'm saying? And your struggle is no better or different than mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
wholeheartedly, I understand.
That's all.
But when you first heard about this, how did you really feel? Like, did you really give a flying fuck?
Nope. Like, cause my daughter, I remember my daughter sent me the text and the screenshot of the story, and I had heard about it earlier that day when she sent me the story, and I responded. I was like, hey man, that's just a father supporting his son. Yeah. And then I had, and my daughter did respond. I don't know her views on it. So, but sometimes no response is a response. But, and I had to think about it. Like, damn, that's a father supporting his son. You know what I'm saying?
More down to it, yeah.
But then he's like, yeah, he's known since he was 3. And it's like 3. But it's like some people, they say I was born certain ways. I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, or is it? I don't know. But at the end of the day, man, this black man raising his black son, and you're gonna have it rough either way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, you know what I'm saying? We all in the same struggle, man. And if that's what the Wade household is doing with their family, you know what I'm saying? More power to them. Yeah,
and no shots of blows being thrown here from us. We just having a discussion about it, mainly.
Yeah, because it's and that's what needs to happen. Discussions.
That's all.
You know what I'm saying? Not more so a discussion about Dwayne Wade, but the discussion that these are people that are we live in the same world.
Yeah. So
as black men, because at the end of the day, they're black men. We talked about Magic Johnson's son and Dwayne Wade's son and there's other sons out there. Your father don't have to be a famous basketball player or rich man. There are men in a community that identify as women and vice versa. Yeah. At the end of the day, how do we come to a common ground where we can respect one another?
That's all it is, what we're just trying to get to. But it's going to be hard.
It's hard because
mean, ignorant.
You got mean and ignorant people, but you also have people that don't understand because they live on, they think on logic. Like, but how are you a woman when you have a penis?
Exactly.
That's all it is. So some people like, well, it's science, and science can be debated. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So therefore you have those people. It's not about being cruel or ignorant. It's just about, well, but this is life. This is what you were born with. This is what's on your birth certificate.
And people don't want to make sense of it.
But I wonder, will it come to a point in time where somehow, if a parent says, don't give my child a sex yet until he determines what's what. I'm sure it probably has happened.
No, you gonna start some shit with that one. It probably, man.
But he, you know what I'm saying, is testicles right here, or is a vagina right here. No, we're gonna wait because we're progressive.
No,
you know what I'm saying.
No,
but
that's bullshit.
I promise you, if it hasn't happened already, it's gonna happen.
That's bullshit. You don't. Some things you don't bother.
But here we Zaya Wade, we don't bother.
Oh, I
ain't looked at the boy's pants, the girl's pants, whatever the child's pants. Shit. See?
No, what I'm saying, okay, if a child or a person is born with a certain genitalia, let that be. Now some things now, it's too damn progressive, and it's not. It's just no, hell no. Now I'm gonna stand on that. You don't say nothing. Hell no.
But I'm telling you, I promise you, we gotta do our research.
Okay, there's probably somebody out here.
Hell yeah, it is. some hippie ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it be. No, he's just a free bird. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, some people think like that. More power to them, but like, damn, like that's not. I don't know.
Okay, so with that being said, people who feel so liberal about it, free and this and everything, how do they? And we want to find out too. This is all a discussion because we all learning. How would they communicate to the people? This is my child, blah blah blah. And people feel like, hold on, wait, they born like this. You can't come in. Like, where does the line get drawn? Like, people will have an uproar about you disrespecting this person, you violated their right. But it's like, okay, this child was born like this. When this person was born like this, when they start making these all gender bathrooms, that whole sign, I said, okay, Sodom and Gomorrah. Damn, that's what it looked like to me. But how the hell would you differentiate and say to this person, well, you can't feel this way because this is how I want my child to be identified? Okay, if they say I don't understand it, they also have the responsibility to educate people. This is what we're about. Even though it's a free world,
you still have to be educated.
You know, both sides.
Yeah.
That's the major thing about it. So when you say that, great.
We understand that we have to be educated, but there are people that are willing to be educated.
Yeah.
Because like some people will say, there's nothing to educate me on. I know a boy from a girl.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, if we got pets, you know what I'm saying? Like I got a boy dog. So I can't be like, no, this my dog's a girl. When I take him to the vet, they're gonna say this is a boy.
Exactly. So what if you were the parent of that child and they told you, oh, this is a boy? No, it's not. Like, that's the whole thing about it. Like, people who feel like they have to be open-minded too. Because you can't feel like I'm being slighted because they don't necessarily agree with how you view certain things. That's the major thing.
Right.
You know, but it's sometimes you gotta sit back and laugh like, damn, this is the world we live in.
Yeah. And I hope, you know, Boosie, and that when he made his rant, man, it was like, the tone wasn't demonstrative. It was just like, bro, come on, man.
Come on, dog.
You know, man, Boosie talk like a mad grandmama from the South. I love when he get mad. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
But he made a valid point.
He made some points. It was just, you know, hey, but when you know, this social media thing, you say something, it goes viral, everybody has an opinion, and you know, next week is gonna be something else.
That's the whole thing. So we agree on one thing. That should next.
Because at the end of the day, you know, the waves are gonna be the waves. They're gonna move on with their life.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day too, that's what we should do with ours.
Oh, we will. We all shall do that. You know, it's sad when people can't communicate. That's the whole major thing about it. My only gripe was the age. I could care less what they're doing in their household, but I want to know a little bit more, just to know for myself and be educated. That's the major thing. But the age thing, that's the only thing that got me, because like we always say, man, you don't know that. And I feel boosted. You don't know. Yeah. You know,
but as a father, you know, again, we have these expectations.
Yeah. And you asked me before too. How would I feel if my sons told me this is how I am? I would still love them regardless. Yeah. I'm not gonna
That's what I'm saying. You gotta put yourself. Now I'm not taking you shopping and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like you know, I can't do that. But
I thought you were gonna say you gotta put yourself in his heels, some shit like that.
No, I'm talking about Dwayne Wade.
Oh, okay.
Put yourself in Dwayne Wade's shoes, and it's like, hey man, to go to bat for your sons, but anything, well, not anything, but you know what I'm saying, because there's certain shit, you know what I'm saying, if you did some crazy shit, you just, all right, son, you fucked up. But, you know what I'm saying, but just that shows you that a father's love is unconditional. But just know, you know, you're going to have some people, I wouldn't say not agreeing with it, but just don't understand it. But at the end of the day, man, you've been a great ambassador for the city of Chicago, the NBA, just as a man, and you know, man, good luck on this journey, and keep being a supportive father.
That's to all dads too, who listening and everything we just said. Be a father to your child.
Yeah, But I give you my son. I never get my son. This was now this just came in my head. Like my son he wanted curly hair. He wanted me to call him Carlos, and he was like 12. I'm like, Jalen, sit your ass down. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. It's certain things that I just like. Boy, you gotta shut shit down immediately.
Speaking of that,
but when you see, I'm sure he saw ways.
Okay.
You know, mannerisms and things like that. Like, whoa, okay, something's different here.
Ah, yeah.
So, hey, when you just say it's in them, you see it. Okay. So.
Damn.
But
I'm still laughing at that dude. I'm like, I should remember that.
Yeah.
But oh well. But I'm glad you have restraint. And
yeah, I was like, nah, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say nothing. Just kept on eating my taco. I don't know why the fuck. Yeah, I don't know why I was eating Taco Bell. But I was 16, 17 at the time. Like, shit, that was $5.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
it was good money back then.
Right. But the documentary this Sunday, February 23rd, Dwayne Wade Life Unexpected.
On what, ESPN?
ESPN. I'm looking forward to seeing that. You know what I'm saying? His story, man, and you know, if you know about Dwayne Wade, man, and his humble beginnings, to see, you know, from then to now, it's just dope. So big ups to D Wade.
Most definitely, and shout out to his whole family. Do what y'all do. But I just want to know why. That's it, the age thing. That's all I really. But I will educate myself.
Yep.
So
we all gotta do.
That's all we can do. But Boosie, you weren't wrong. I feel you. That's what it is. Carlton feel you.
And his new album, Cold, too.
Who, Boosie?
Yep. With, what was it, MO3 or something like that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he got some bangers on there, so.
Okay.
It's all good. Everybody, at the end of the day, everybody's good, man. Everybody's successful, everybody healthy, and everybody can move on with their lives, so. And
when we posed this question on our Instagram page, Under the Crown Podcast, we were just asking in general, and people sounded off and said how they felt. A vast majority saying that Boosie wasn't wrong.
Right.
You know, other people said, well, that's not his child, but they put it out there for the public to comment, and that's all they did. That's all it is. That's all we do, just have a general discussion. But the major key thing is to educate yourself for things that you don't know, and don't automatically kick shit out the way because you don't understand it. You
Absolutely.
know? And if you don't want to know what it is, don't bother it.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to say?
No, we're going to leave it at that, man.
I'm Carlton.
And it's Chris.
Under the Crown Podcast.
Peace.
Peace.